I'm joined here by the 92nd Grandmaster of Indian chess, Aaryan Varshney. Hello, Aaryan.
Hello, sir.
Aryan, you've been having a very exciting time the last few days. I believe you've been very busy with many interactions.
Yes, sir, it's true. I mean, recently I met with the Cabinet Minister of Delhi, and 2 days ago, one of the officer who is also the MP of 3 times, who came to my house to meet me and celebrate my victory. And obviously, this time is just going too good for me, and I'm really enjoying it.
Well, you've become a GM, the 92nd Grandmaster of India, and you've also done it at the age of 20 years. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, it's correct. Yes.
So 20 years of age, born in 2005. And what has been the most amazing part of this entire journey is that you've done it without a formal trainer. That you have
Yes,
had
sir.
no coach,
Yes, sir. My father was my only coach.
really. When you were growing up, I used to see your father working with you, helping you to, analyze your games and so on. But he's not a very strong player, right?
Yeah, like he used to play in his college days only, but he guided me so well in every aspect of chess, you can say, by deciding the tournaments, also analyzing the games with me, like which tournament I have to play or whether I have to go where. So he has decided all the things.
Wow. And so what would be his strength like according to you?
Uh, like strength doesn't matter actually because he taught me the way.
Mm.
Because playing and teaching is, I believe, it's different.
Mm.
I mean, so like he used to analyze my games and he used to tell me which opening I should play. Like I used to play 16 a lot in my old days, and then like my result was not that good. So he only suggested me to change the opening. And when I started to play e4, e5, Rulo, then my result was so good. So this kind of, I mean, he's only rated 1564, but he was guiding me so properly. I mean, it
That's
was just too
amazing.
awesome. Yeah.
There is often these things which people say that when a parent is teaching a kid, then many times there are all these arguments because he has to play two roles, of a father as well as a coach. So would that ever happen that you and him used to have some arguments over things about chess, that I don't want to play this and so on?
Okay, I think it should be common, right? I mean, it's a common thing that I was saying that I don't want to change my opening weather because I was playing Sicilian I played Sicilian around for 3 to 4 years, and changing a opening for playing is very difficult. Like also, I also changed the London system. I used to play London system against King's Indian, but he only said me to play proper D4, C4, E4 setup against King's Indian because that's the only way to gain space advantage from by playing against King's Indian. So like I was okay. I was not ready to change it, but when I started to play King's Indian E4 line, I was also changing my Sicilian to E4 E5 was okay. That was a little bit difficult for me, but when I started to play, my result was just awesome. Like I really lost after that.
Amazing. That's so wonderful to know. And I want to actually go through your journey in general, through your games that you played that made you a GM. But in your entire career until now, 20 years, maybe you started playing chess when were you 5 years old or 6 years old?
No, when I was 9 years old.
9.
Yeah, 9. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty late, no, for chess.
Yeah, it was late, yeah, definitely. But like I gained so much rating points in short time only. So
Hmm.
that's why I became GM at the age of 20. Otherwise, it was really late.
What is that one advice from your father who's been your coach that you got, which was very useful to you in this entire journey? That has been the most useful.
He used to keep telling me that practice is the most basic thing you need to do in chess. Like if you leave the chess for even just one day, that is not good for practice. Like you need to keep playing, you need to keep practicing on a daily basis,
Wow.
whether you are busy or something else. So that's why I never left chess for even a one day, for even a second. I used to think, also play, also making a practice of chess every day. that's the most important thing I think every player should do.
Amazing. Did you also manage to keep up your academics, your education, or were you completely focused on chess?
Like I used to give exams only. I was even not preparing. I used to go for my exams only. Like I used to prepare around one day before just for my exam. Even not so. If I'm busy, then I have to prepare for around 1 or 2 hours. So I was just completely focusing on chess.
Wow. And now, right now, are you going to college or something?
No, I am in college, final year, third year is going on, but I only go for my exams, final
What
exams.
are you
Like
studying?
I am in BA. I am currently pursuing BA program from Delhi University. Like my subjects are political science and history combination, plus every other subject. But okay, I only go for my exams.
Hmm. Wow. That's amazing. So you are totally focused on chess right now. I also read in your interviews that you have a lot of ambition going ahead. It's not that the GM title was like the final step in your journey, right? For example, for a player like me, oh, GM title is amazing, but for you, I think GM is just the beginning of the journey. Would it be right to say?
Yes, I believe that this is just the starting. Still, I have to do so much in chess. I mean, my next target is definitely reaching 2600 as soon as possible. And also so more, not just 26, not the last step. Becoming world champion is the dream.
Mm,
So yeah, so I will not stop just at the GM title.
wow. And do you think this entire journey that you've had until now, I I kind of remember and I know that you faced a lot of financial difficulties throughout it. Is that right to say?
Yes, it's right. It's right. I mean, it's playing in a foreign tournaments is really very financial. I mean, you in one tournament, it's easy to say that you can have a 5 lakhs, 5 lakhs per tournament. But yeah, it was a difficult. I'm still looking for a sponsorship
Mm.
because I have to play a lot of tournaments, from now onwards. And for that, a lot of financial help will be needed to me. So I'm looking for a sponsorship that can help me and I can grow much more from here
How did
because
you manage
yeah.
until now, though? How was it possible? Because I think you played majorly in India, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like till now, if I believe I only played 5 tournaments in Europe.
Five only.
Yeah,
Wow.
5. I mean, in Asia, like in Dubai, I played around 3 to 4 tournaments recently. I mean, I played in Vietnam and Dubai, Sharjah, and Europe trip. I recently made my first Europe trip in France, Dole, and Greece. So that was my first major Europe trip. And after that, this Armenia one, you can say the major trip. So mostly 4 ones. And then out of 5, I have got my 3 GM norms,
Wow.
including Bangladesh as well.
It's incredible. That's amazing, Aryan. Actually, I do have your three GM norms that you made here in
Yeah,
front of me. Sorry, this one. So here is
yeah.
where you made your first GM norm. Was this the Kavala Open
Yes, this was my first GM norm performance.
in 2025?
Yeah, in 2025. Yeah.
Right,
Like
and
last
there.
round, yeah, in this round, last round, like I was not expecting to play with the Vijit Gupta. Like I was expecting to play some other GM, which was on 6 points, and I was on 6.5. I was on 6 points here, and Vijit Gupta was on 5.5 points. So I was expecting someone else. But when I got to know that I'm playing with Vijit Gupta, for this first time in this tournament, I prepared around 4 to 5 hours before this game
Wow.
because I wanted. This was my first time I was getting a target for a GM now, so I just prepared a whole night for this game, and I was ready to do all in. Just to win the game
And you
because I know it
actually
was.
managed to do it.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is
I
which
knew
is
it
the
was.
game
Yeah,
which we want to see and we want to go through it. And when you talk about preparation, Aryan, how did you work on your preparation? I also saw in some interviews that it was mentioned that you use the chess based softwares a lot. Is that true?
yeah. It's true. Basically, what I do, I look the games for my opponent, and then I go to ChessBase. I open my database. And recently, what I changed in my games is that I used to play fixed opening till my IM journey, but after becoming IM, I'm changing a lot. Like I don't want to play natural opening games because I want to play natural one only. So what I do is I go to ChessBase. I see what the players are playing. Like if I saw top level players and I follow that game. Also, I look for the engine from ChessBase, and ChessBase really helps me a lot in taking help from any move. Like I basically follow top level games. I don't go for online database. The most moves has been played. I look for the third or fourth move
Hmm.
because I think that could be the best in playing the natural ones. And then I decide, I see the engines and all the things, and that helps me to play the more natural game because I don't want to play in any opening.
Wow, that's very
Yeah.
interesting to note, and we want to check out this game of yours with Abhijit that is here. Should we go through it?
Yes, yes, yes.
So you were
So
white.
what yeah, I was right. What I prepared was I was preparing whole night Grunfeld because
Oh
he
yes,
used to play Grunfeld. Yes, I only prepared Grunfeld against him, and but okay, somehow he surprised me with this E6 idea. Okay, so I was
I
ready.
think he
Let's
saw it on your face that you have come prepared. So maybe he changed it.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. But okay, I was ready. Let's go and let's fight naturally.
Hmm.
So knight F3.
But sometimes, when you worked so hard, it can get a little bit like, array, I use so much of my energy. This is not great. Now I can't get my preparation.
Yeah, I was thinking a little bit that I prepared whole night for the first time in that Iron tournament, and he played D6. He definitely surprised, but I knew that he will not play D6 line because I also knew that I am on a target for a GM ROM. So okay, I was ready. Anyways,
Okay. So knight f3, he played the Bogo Indian.
yeah, Bishop D2.
Queen e7, g3. This is all main
I
line
okay, I thought the
theory.
knight is the main move instead of Bishop D2. I mean, this is very rare.
Hmm.
Knight C6, Bishop D2, Bishop D2, Queen Knight D2. This is the main line here, which I was expecting as well. But this Bishop D2, Queen D2, D5 is a Knight C6, Knight C3, D5 is a very rare line. I also faced this line in Dole Open against Anna Maria, and there I played Knight E5 line because it's for the first time. But
You
the
mean
problem in
here?
knight, yeah, Knight E5. The problem in Knight E5 was that DC4, Knight C6, BC6, Bishop G2, uh, short castle, Bishop C6, Rook B8, short castle. And this is somehow very equality for black. And as
Hmm.
I mentioned, I was going for properly winning. So I didn't want it to go into this game because I knew if I play this, then it's completely equal. I also knew that 95 is the main line here. I also in the database, most games are of 95, I think around 1K games. But I wanted to surprise him with some other line, so I went for the CD5 line because it looks bad because his bishop on C8 is getting so active.
Also has
But
the open
yeah,
e file. So this
yes,
looks good for black.
yeah, this looks for good for black, but okay, I was ready to fight.
Rook
Okay,
e1.
yeah, rookie one, bishop f5. Okay, I also faced this line against Qatar Masters with Suyarov. There I played b3 here. I don't remember. I played b3 also, maybe a3, but okay, b3 I played. So this time I changed. I forgot completely, and this time I changed with rook knight h4, bishop
Rook
e6,
c1.
rook a1.
By the way, you generally play d4, right? You are. I saw all your games almost are with one d4,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that you
yeah.
don't change.
Yeah, I'm not changing. Mostly I'm going to change it after becoming GM.
Okay.
But yeah. So rook a d8, he played. Yeah, what I remember is I played a3 in with Suyarov with the idea of a3 b4, and this time I changed it b. Or b3 is a mistake actually. Just completely dropped his 2.1 for black because 94 is just too strong here.
Knight.
b3 knight e4, what he played, it's just too strong. Like I can't take knight e4, d4, bishop e4. There is knight d4, and somehow it gives black a good advantage.
Mm.
Also, if I take with bishop e4, d4, then d5, which I was thinking. So the problem was of g5 somewhere. G5, knight g2, and bishop h3. And now he can play knight e5, and he has a good compensation.
So
So I
things
was not.
already went wrong for you in the
Eh,
opening.
Yeah, you can say like knight e4 I was not expecting, but he played queen f6, knight f, rook. I think rook c d1. Knight g5 he played with the idea of knight h3. And here I was so confused what to play, how to stop knight h3. I wanted to stop knight h3, but okay, couldn't calculate and just played knight f3. After knight h3, I was here calculating bishop h3, queen f4 or queen g5 somewhere. This was looking good for to me. Then I think queen d6 he can simply go. and still my king side is weak, so I wanted to save my bishop on g2.
So you went king f1.
King,
Not a
I
very
mean, this,
happy move to
like,
make.
yeah, this was looking like when all the players are also looking at my board, they were surprised at what the position is. And after
Right.
rook d2, uh, my position is just complete. Okay, bishop g4 is a mistake, basically. What I was thinking is bishop f5, knight e5, c5, c5, and here I think I have only move f4, which I have to make. This was the only move. But this is, I mean, this I believe he should have played. And here knight c6, maybe, or maybe queen a6. Yeah, queen a6. It's the important move here, stopping a3. Queen a6, a6,
Ah,
queen
queen
a6 to,
a6.
yeah, to stop a3. And I mean, I can't see any move for white here. If I play dc5, there is d4, maybe d4. And if rook d4, there's knight c2. So my position is just completely collapsed and I don't have anything.
Oh my god.
Means queen a6, I don't see any idea how I will play moves
Mm.
here. D6, I mean, okay, I was thinking G4, but there is a bishop G4, maybe takes, and CD4, and then shows some this variation. Bishop H3, bishop H3, queen H3, and CD4. And this is somehow still good for black, giving up a piece. But okay, this was a little bit tough to calculate over the board, all these things. And he played bishop G4. I think he underestimated the idea of knight D5, knight E5, bishop G4, bishop F5, queen F5. Okay, he went for knight C. And this was also a mistake. I think he should have played bishop G4, I believe.
Bishop f5, you mean?
Bishop F5, yeah, bishop F5. I mean, with the idea of knight. But okay, it's already good for white till queen F5, A3. Now, I was calculating all the ways to stop knight C2, but I was having no way to, because he has also a threat of F6. So I can't stop both the threats at one time. Like F6, so I was calculating F3 somewhere, but I mean, knight C2 is the move there, and also F6 he can go because he can play F6 because I don't have knight Z4. I don't have FG4. So I mean,
Right.
my piece is just completely falling. So I had to go A3 because that time I was not expecting that this point 7 or point 8 for white. I thought my position is lost at this point. But I knight rook C2, queen C2, and knight D. Okay, this is the point. This is completely winning for white. Like
Wow.
I had to save his threat. Knight F6, I can also go.
So what is the
Okay, my
threat
main,
now? Let's try to understand, because you
yeah,
you have two very good knights here. Is
yes.
knight f6 a threat because
I mean,
pawn takes?
I believe currently knight F6 is not the threat. The main threat is bishop E4. Because right now, if you see that knight bishop on G4 is hanging, but I can't play due to queen is attacked by rook on E8. So first I have to play bishop E4, opening up this threat, and then I can play knight takes G4. Although
Okay.
somewhere his queen is getting trapped. Bishop E4, I believe queen A2, knight. I don't know. It was getting trapped at the time, I thought. Also because
Mm.
queen is not looking good. So bishop E4 is the main threat. And also in somewhere after bishop E4, I can go knight F6 as it happened in the game. Bishop E4, knight F6, G6, and queen H6.
Yeah,
Yeah, here I played
this I think was very nice.
bishop E4.
Queen
Yeah.
a2.
What I believe he should have played at least queen B2 here. I mean, some pressure on D4 pawn later on, which could restrict me from playing knight F6 for a moment. But I believe still knight F6 is the more, maybe knight G4, I don't know. So queen A2 he played, and
Check.
first time after knight F6, I was, happy that I finally making my first GM norm
Wow,
because I knew it.
you
Yeah,
knew that this is over.
yeah, I knew this is over after knight F6 because queen H6 is just too strong threat. Knight G4 and after queen H6,
You
knight
could
G4, queen
even
H6.
start here with this, right or
No,
not?
the problem is knight G5,
Mm.
and I don't have. If I play H4, there is simple knight E4,
And
and
if
if I
you
go knight takes,
take this,
then there is knight takes E4. I am just a piece down. So I was thinking for a moment I thought this queen h6 because I wanted to win this at all. So I just play knight g4 because he has nothing. And now rook e6, queen h6, knight g5. Here I missed the
you
after knight
cannot take
g5.
here because this
Yeah,
is
I have
hanging.
knight f6. Yes, he also cannot play f5. I have knight f6. Here I missed the major move, which was knight f6. What I thought in the game is knight f6, rook f6, queen f6, thinking that he can just go knight e6. But what I missed completely is after rook f6, queen g5. Just completely
Oh.
missed this. The
No,
queen
but
g5
rook.
is
Oh, yeah, you must have
yeah,
missed that
queen.
the rook is hanging here.
Yeah, I thought I didn't see that rook on d8 is hanging, so I thought that in this case
Mm.
also I will get pawn advantage, but I was not happy with this pawn advantage at this position. So I wanted to see some solid variation. That's why I played this bishop f5 idea with the threat of bishop e6 and knight f6. And he played queen d2. Now I played bishop h7.
Yeah, this is a nice
And
finish because
yeah,
knight takes, then queen is hanging, and
yeah, but I thought
otherwise,
he will go king h8. I mean, knight h7 just finishes the game on the spot. So
yeah, he took here and you won the queen and won the game. But if king
he,
h8,
king h8, I have bishop f5, king g8, bishop takes e6, pawn takes e6, knight takes f6, king f7, and the knight h7 also knight g4 I can play. Both move wins. Knight h7 as well. Knight g4 with the threat of knight e5,
wow,
queen g7, and also my main threat here is h4 because if he plays knight e4, then I have queen h7. Idea of getting knight on e4.
right. What a game,
Yeah,
yeah, Aryan. This
eh,
must have given you a lot of confidence, especially
definitely.
because Abhijit is someone I'm pretty sure you grew up seeing as one of the top Indian grandmasters.
Yeah, definitely. You know what was the reaction? Like I was, I saw I told my roommate that please tell me what is the pairing is. So first thing he said me that you have a bad news.
Who's your roommate?
My roommate was Namitbir Singh. So he said me that you have a bad news. I said why? I said that because you are playing Abhijit Gupta and you have a must-win game.
Oh.
Okay, he was a little bit shocked at that time, but okay.
I can
After
also
that,
imagine that playing against Abhijit is not a very pleasant feeling in a must-win game.
yeah, definitely. Like I was expecting some 2600 at that time. Also, he was only 25135, but I was happy to play with 2600 rated player that was from some other country, not from India.
Correct.
I was expecting that one only. So that was the reaction of my roommate, Anamit. Okay, but I was overall ready.
How did you celebrate this first GM norm?
Okay, I gave a party to my all roommates. I mean, Garv Gaur and Amit was my roommate that time. And so then I was thinking to play some more tournaments that time, but okay, I had to leave. And after coming India, we just celebrated in the family. And
Mhm.
it was a nice moment for all of us. I mean, in the family, when I secured my GM norm, I called my father and all my family members. They were just crying because it was the first moment of getting towards my GM title.
Mm.
So that was a Also, I was not expecting to win like this. At least not like this, like Knight F6 and all the ideas. This was just a so good game for me. Playing with Abhijit Gupta, who is also five-time Commonwealth champion, who is a very strong player. So this definitely gave me a lot of confidence. This was the first time I was fully ready to get my GM title soon after this victory.
Wow, this
Yeah.
is amazing. And I think one game can surely give a lot of confidence
Yes,
boost.
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
And then later in that year, you went to Bangladesh, where you played a tournament called the Leonin Open. And this one was where you made your second GM norm. Uh, this is your performance there. You actually scored 7 points out of 9,
Yes.
and you faced three GMs, several IMs. Amazing performance, unbeaten.
Yes, also this was my first ever round robin tournament. I only played
Wow.
two round robin tournaments in my life till now. This one and after the Greece one, and in both I got secured my GM norms. Also, I became champion in both the tournaments.
Wow.
So yeah,
So this
like
third
this
GM norm is also your second round robin.
round robin tournament. Yes,
Oh, so
in
you played
Armenia
just
one.
two, and I think it's a very clear cut case of you having the strength, and so
Yes,
it was natural for you to do it. Like many players play many round robin events, but they are not strong enough, so they are not able to
eh,
do it.
yes, too. But for me, it was just a matter of go tournaments and having some target to finish it. And when I got it, and I just done it.
So now, do you travel to tournaments alone because you used to travel a lot with your dad before?
Yes, yes. I used to travel with my father a lot. Now I travel alone only because going with father in Europe tournaments will increase the cost. So I just go alone all the way. Also, I played Bangladesh and all. Okay, this Armenia was completely solo trip for me. In Bangladesh also it was a completely solo trip, but Europe trip was completely solo trip for Armenia one. I
Do
went
you do
all
you
alone.
stay in touch with your father
Yes, yes.
after the games? You
Ye-
prepare and so on.
Yes, definitely. I used to call my father in every round after every round, making a strategy what to do and how to win, and that what when to draw and all the things. So yeah, it was just common in every tournament.
Amazing. Okay, that's
Yeah,
wonderful to know. Let's go to this Bangladesh tournament. You are facing a young Bangladesh
yeah,
talent, Manon Raja. He's very,
yeah.
very strong.
I faced him in previous tournament in league tournament, and it was a draw that time. So I knew he's a good player. So
Once
what
again,
he,
you open with d4. We
yeah,
have Queen's Gambit declined.
yeah,
Semi-Slav.
I play opted this e3 line, which is I guess okay. This is the main line, but after knight d7, I played this bishop e2 line, which
Hmm.
I think is not that good one, as I believe the main line is queen c2 here.
Yes.
But this is like I'm playing this bishop e2 since so many games, so I played this
He
bishop
can
e2
actually
line.
transpose it to bishop d3 line
Yeah,
by
actually,
taking.
yeah. The main idea of playing bishop e2 rather than bishop d3 is if we are playing bishop d3, then he can just capture dc4, and we are forced to play bishop c4.
Hmm.
So main idea of bishop d3 is if he takes, then we are forced to play bishop c4. But if you are playing bishop e2, then dc4, the main idea is a4,
Ah.
because then we have to capture the c pawn by playing knight d2, knight c4 with the idea of b3 and bishop a3.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's the main difference between bishop d3 and bishop e2. Because bishop d3, dc4, bishop c4 gives b5 to black, and which is not that good for white, I guess, because he usually get all the stuff b5, a6, e5 at once. That's why I opted this bishop e2 line after bishop d6, short castle, short castle. Till here it's
Okay.
the line. Till here I knew b3, b6, uh, queen c2, queen
This
e7,
is
rook
very,
d1.
very
Draw,
positional line
yeah,
because
positional one, yeah.
both sides are waiting. Black is not playing c5 very soon. Uh, Many times white is going bishop f1, g3, bg2, correct?
Yeah, correct. Like line is rook f8, bishop f1, c5, uh, g3, cd4, ed4. This is the line. Okay, I also faced this line with Devnani Kush in Qatar Masters with
By the way,
2200.
isn't dc4 hanging here or?
D4, I guess D4 is hanging. Okay, wait. I think I just mixed up the line. I don't know. Maybe instead of bishop f1, rook f8 is the line. Yeah, okay. Bishop f1, c5. Uh,
Maybe you can take
now,
first, yeah, cd,
yeah, cd5, cd, ed,
and then
and
g3.
g3, and then cd, ed, and knight e4. This is the line. This also I faced in with Devnani Kuch. I converted that game, but it was a tough game.
Mm.
Gradually, I converted it. But my opponent surprised me with this bishop b4 idea. I saw it first time, and I thought around for 10 minutes, and then I played this a3 because I was not seeing anything else. I sacrificed this pawn basically, but I was getting it back after rook a1, rook
And
a1, queen d6,
a7 is
rook
hanging
a7.
now. I
Yeah,
think this is
yes,
a favorable trade for you.
yeah. This is
No?
a favorable trade, but still it's equal only. I mean, not massive advance for white. And after c5, cd, knight d5, knight d5, bishop d5. Okay, it's completely equal on. I mean, so equal. I've played knight g5, g6, bishop c4. All this was equal. Bishop d5. Here, yeah, it was the important critical point of the game. Like he had three options here: e d5, knight d5, rook d5, and I believe only one is correct, which was knight d5. Because in e d5, the problem was knight d5 is completely equal. E d5, dc5, bc5, queen takes c5, queen takes b3, and now queen e7. And I have so many threats. First of all, knight f7, knight e6, queen on f6 is hanging. So this was a mistake. And what he played knight rook d5, that was also a mistake due to knight f7, which I played in the game. Only knight d5 was correct.
This is a beautiful
Knight
move
f, yeah, knight
because
f7,
now
rook f7,
if he
he can't go.
takes rook
There is rook
a8,
8. There is rook
very,
8.
very beautiful.
Yeah, in rook, if he played e d4, okay, I played these two moves just to gain some time. ED4 now here black has only one option again to save the game, which we both missed during the game, which is rook a5.
Oh, nice.
I mean, this is just equal one. Okay, not here. After knight g4, what he played? What he played? Can you go back? Instead of rook a5, knight g4, g3, and here rook a5 is the only way to save the game.
Hmm.
Rook a5, rook takes a5, b6 a5, and now if knight a5, there is knight a5, d5, queen e5 equalizing the game, and if knight e5, uh, there is I guess knight f2, and if knight e6, there is uh, queen a8 ideas with the idea of knight h3 mate as well as queen h1 mate.
Wow.
So okay, this was I guess little bit tough to see during the game. I mean, giving up e6 pawn is not easy one. It's the center pawn kind of. So he played rook f5, which is completely a mistake. I mean, he missed queen e4. We talked after the game. He also said me that he missed queen e4. Now
It's a
e6
double
is hanging.
attack with this and this.
Yeah, g4 and e6 both are hanging.
And can he
So
take here?
I mean, he can take, but rook f7, king f7, queen g4 gives white a good. Not he
You
can't
can't
take with
take
rook
here
f.
because of
Yeah,
rook 8.
rook 8, and if he takes with king takes f7, there is queen takes g4, and it's
Hmm.
completely winning for white. I mean, I can just push h4, h5, and also I have a full open file to rook on a5. So this is just completely winning. I can convert this easily. But he went for knight f2.
Knight
Now,
f2.
I mean, knight h6, king h8, queen e6, knight h3. And here it was the most critical point. After knight h3, there are two moves, king g2 and king h1. One is draw and one is winning. Okay, what I played was winning, but king g2 is a draw. I mean, it's
Oh.
king g2 is a draw. I was going to play this king g2 move, then I saw what the problem was, knight f4. Knight f4, gf4, queen takes f4, and the knight is attacked on h6. Also, the main threat is queen f3, king g1, rook g5. These two threats are there. So, okay, I have to play knight f5 here. Knight takes f5, and now queen g4. I can't go knight g3 due to my queen is hanging on e6. I had to go king h1 and queen f3, king g1. It repeats the move. King g1, queen g4. Again, I can't play knight g3 because of my unsuited queen on e6. So I have to play king f2, and here rook f5, king e1, rook f1, king f takes f1, and queen takes e6. This is risky for white as well. I mean, white
Wow.
can lose in this game.
Oh my god.
So
So it was very important. You spotted that knight f4 is coming
yeah, I
here.
spotted, but what I think is that my opponent gave up after knight h3. I don't think he saw this king g2 idea from his face. I can see. So king h1, rook f5. This is just over after rook takes pawn takes queen d7. When he can't save this queen g7, queen h7 threat. Also, I should have played queen e7 in the end. It's on the spot mate because queen d7, he can just take queen a7, queen a7. If I went for queen e7, then queen e7 gives
Hmm.
queen f8 mate.
Correct.
So, okay, I don't know why I went for this
You know,
queen
that's fine.
d7, but
This is anyway over.
anyways, winning. Yeah, so this.
This was a
So
very
yeah,
nice win. Again, shows how you are all the time alert for even
yeah.
small chances.
Again I was not expecting to win like this because he was a good player. Like
Hmm.
missing knight f7. I mean, it's not good for him. It was easy as I think knight d5 was simply giving up a equal position to him. But okay, he played this idea and I won the game. And
Let's
I was
look at
on to
another
yeah,
game, yeah, from this
yeah.
tournament. This is with another
Mm,
Bangladeshi youngster, Mohammad
Muhammad
Fahad
Khan.
Rahman. I think you know him quite well, yeah. He used to play a lot of tournaments while growing up in India.
Yes, I think I have also played him many times, if I not remember. I think I played him twice or thrice, and I don't know the result, but yeah, he's a good player. He also recently played in Olympiad.
Yeah.
So I was on 3 out of 3 and he was on 2.5.
So an important
And
game. Once again,
yeah,
you are white, and once again we see Queen's Gambit and D
yeah,
takes C4.
yeah. Like here I played e3, but as I told you, I'm not focusing on my opening anymore. So what I played here instead of e3, I went for e4. In my Europe trip in my first tournament where my opponent played b5, knight e4, bishop c4. This was the line. But here I completely forgot that I played e4 that time, and I just went for e3 line because I wanted to play some solid ones.
So this you
This is
played once
yeah,
recently.
once recently. But okay, this time I change it to e3, which is quite solid. A6. a4, c5.
But this now kind
And
of
here, yeah,
transposes into Queen's Gambit accepted, right?
yeah. Basically, I want to say something. After knight c, he offered me a draw.
Mm.
Yeah, like he was already on 2.5 out of 3. I don't know why. I should have played for a fight as well because he was, and I was on 3 out of 3.
And
But I
in
like to,
close tournament, you know that you have to reach 7 points.
which is very difficult. But as well as I told you that winning against Vijay Gupta gave me a lot of confidence. So after that, I started to play every game for a win.
Wow.
So that's why I was not
Yeah.
ready to draw and I declined his draw. And after, okay, here I guess the bishop e7 is the main line instead of c takes c d4. And this is very equal for black. Bishop e7, queen e2, castle rook d1. This is the line which we should have played.
Mm.
But again, c d4 is a mistake because my bishop is being opened fully. So rook e1, castle, bishop g5. Here also after bishop h4.
Yeah. Here, do you think Bishop H4 is the best move or something else? Like,
Yes, I think bishop h4 is the best move.
okay.
Yeah. He played bishop d7, which I think is not the good. He should have played knight b4, I mean, which is also the basic idea against this opening. Covering d5 square, knight b4 with the idea of bishop d7, bishop c6. The problem in bishop d7 first is that it somehow gives white d5 move. Okay, it's not
Mm.
working here, but as well as I can plan in the future. Queen e2 I played with the idea of d5, rook a d1,
Nice.
knight rook e8. Again, it was all equal. Knight e5, knight b4, bishop b3. My whole focus was to get d5, and here rook c7 was a critical
I
mistake.
think he cannot do this Bishop C6 here, right? Because of Knight
Yeah, I have
F7.
knight f7. Yeah, this is also the main point of this opening. Whenever b knight is on e5, you can just capture this pawn.
So Rook C7.
Rook
And
c7
I
was a
think
critical mistake.
this is where you actually played a very instructive sequence of moves. I
Yeah,
haven't checked with the engine if it is the best or not, but maybe
it's
you
the
can.
best.
It's the
Yeah,
best.
so
Wow.
because I took around 30 minutes. Okay, the main reason of this point is like in this opening we have to play d5 because rook e8 is supported by bishop on d7, knight on f6, and queen on d8. But if you see there are three supports, but if we see that you can consider as a one support only because d7 is hanging, you can capture it by knight on e5, bishop f6 can be captured by on h4. So till rook c8, e8 was supported by two supporters, rook c8, queen d8. That's why d5 was not possible. So this was in my mind that I want to push d5. Then I saw this idea, knight d7, rook d7, bishop c, bishop c, and finally I got this d5 idea.
Beautiful.
Because if we place bishop c3, I have another good move d6.
Mm.
Bishop takes
It's
c3
very
because if I take
important move.
bc3, yeah, I'm just losing the pawn, so I have to play d6, and this is just completely finishing the game on the spot. So I
Because
saw this
if takes here, I mean, sorry, this bishop
takes
here, so it
this
can,
bishop is here, bishop is, and this is just game over.
yeah,
So
EF7 is coming.
yeah, I think this he also missed this idea. So he played e5 and but still what I think he should have played was king h8 instead of e5. Instead of e5, he should have played king h8, which I think
But then D6, I mean, you are better, right?
I mean f6 I am better, but still I need to find idea like f6, queen e4, a5, and knight e2. This I was going to play, which is also the best line of Indian. Like if he plays knight d3, then important move rook takes d3, which I saw during the game. Rook takes d3, and there is bishop c2. And
Nice,
is
nice.
so I mean, like my
You are
whole
very
idea was
strong
to
tactically, Aryan. How did you work on your tactics?
it didn't work anything like by playing a lot of games online and also practicing a lot, it really increased. Like if
Wow.
I see any tactical spot, I rarely miss it.
Mm.
Like I calculate all the variations still. Hold the game, I can calculate whole game before playing any move. That's why I play moves.
Wow.
Now e4 in played e4 again. I had two options, rook e4 and knight e4. I knew this is winning, but like rook e4, basically the problem was bishop c3, uh, bc3, rook e4, queen e4, and knight c. Okay, it's not a problem.
Sorry.
Not uh, rook bc3, rook takes e4, queen takes e4, and knight c6.
Mm.
I mean, what I saw in this position was that my bishop on b3 is a little bit bad. Okay, it's still +3 for white, but
Should be winning, yeah.
I should be winning. But I wanted to get some more concrete in this bishop b2. And I was looking here somewhere knight f6 idea, because if bishop on b2 is not there, then I can just go knight f6. And if queen f6, there is rook e8, which is too strong. But due to bishop on b2, I
So
had
you
no
tried
chance of
to
winning.
deflect the bishop
I
there.
deflect the bishop. Yes, bishop e5 f4. Bishop b2 again. Now
Smart move.
f5. Yeah, bishop b2 I can't. Okay, here the best move was f5. Again, trying to deflect the
So
bishop from
defending the
b2.
knight so that you can take here.
Yes.
This will
And
not come.
if he plays bishop e5,
Yeah,
then f6 is the another strong move.
nice.
And if g6, then there is knight c5, knight e6 ideas, which is just too strong. Rook
Wow.
c7 and knight e6, just completing, dominating the game. I all missed this during my game. So I played this simple move, queen f3. And again, he played bishop f6. And here also, I was so confused. I took around 20 minutes. I was thinking about this knight f6, gf6 idea. But like I was not getting
This should be
anything.
good for you, no?
I mean, this should be good, but I was a little bit confused because my b3 bishop is not good, right? I mean, it's not that active, so I wanted to create something good. Like my knight is on e4 is very active, so that's
But
why I played
king
this king.
f1 is like a very weird move, yeah?
Yeah, but it's second best move after knight f6.
Wow.
Yeah, like the king f1 basically avoids queen b6 check for future
Hmm.
perspective. Also supports e2, rook. So I also could have played king h1, but also saving the back rank threat. This also did all the work for me. King f1, and he played rook f8. Now I played d6. I mean, okay, I wanted to open up my bishop on b3, and he played knight c6, rook d2. Now my main idea was knight c5, which is unstoppable,
And you got it.
and his rook is just knight d7, queen d7, queen d5, b6, bishop c2, g6. Okay, he played g6, which is also a mistake. I don't know why he played.
But it's already over. Yeah, you
It's
have so
already over,
much.
yeah. Rook, knight d4. In the end, I missed such a beautiful tactics after okay, after queen d7, rook 7, rook c7, queen g4, h3. Not h3. Here, the best move was rook f7, which I
Hmm.
just rook f7, king f7, bishop c4. And if king f8, there is queen e8, queen f7 mate, king queen e8. And if directly king g7, then queen b7, king g6, queen f7, king f5, king f5, rook e5 check, king takes f4, queen takes f6, and I guess knight f5 and g3, king f3 and bishop e2 and bishop d7 both. I mean, both are they're in
Wow.
many ways.
Wow.
I mean, this okay. I was going. I didn't see this rook f7. I played h3 because my whole target focus was to play queen g6, and I played king g1, and he resigned. The main reason was that I am having g4 move, and if he removes his queen, then I have queen g6 ideas.
Hmm.
I
And
think he's it's
before king g1, if you play g4, then
and there
it
is queen
loses
takes
with a
h3.
check.
Yes,
So that's why
yes,
king
that was the
g1.
issue, and
Wow.
I think he can't save it. He had to go knight b5, g4, knight d6, gh5, a knight e4, and rook e4. Okay, I'm rook up, so there is no way to play the game, and that's why he resigned.
Amazing.
After this, yeah, after this, I was so happy that I am out 4 out of 4, and all like Fahad Rahman and Manon was two good players from this tournament,
Hmm.
which I thought that I mean I have to draw because okay, I was ready to play, but I knew that they will give me a good fight and it will be difficult to win against them both. But when I played with the both of them, and I was
So
okay that I will secure my
essentially,
nom.
what you needed now was one more win, and then you could make remaining draws, correct?
Yeah, draws. Yeah, yeah, correct, correct. Yeah, that was true.
So then your next win, and I think an important one, came against Rifat Bin Sattar, who is a very
Yeah,
experienced grandmaster from Bangladesh.
yes, true, true.
And here you are playing with the black pieces. Okay, it's nice to
Yeah,
see one game with black.
yeah. So as a surprise, he played c6.
Oh, you play
Caravan.
generally e4, e5, right?
Yeah, like this was my second game, second time I'm playing this in my life. First, I
Wow.
played this in my first GM Nom tournament against from Armenian player. Like I saw that he was playing this idea, e5, bishop f5, knight c3, which is a worse idea in Caro-Can. That's why I opted this idea.
Very
He was
aggressive,
regularly
right?
playing. Yeah, good, but this already gives black advantage. So, I mean, bishop g6. I also prepared this around for 1 or 2 hours, knight g2. I mean, this is all the line. I was
C5,
prepared.
bishop e3. This is
C5, knight.
actually Alexei Shirov used to play this a lot before, but maybe with modern engines, this line has become quite good for black.
Yeah, I mean, it's already 0.5 for black till here. So, I mean, giving black 0.5 in opening is good. So, h5, knight f4, bishop h7, white is
And
pawn up.
here is actually a very important move that you give up this h5 pawn,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. This is the basic idea in this opening. Yeah, so knight h5, knight c6. I was prepared till here. Also, after bishop b5. Yeah, I was prepared. Knight e7, uh, queen d2, a6, bishop takes,
I
knight
mean, the
takes.
the core of this position is that black is really having amazing pieces.
Yes, also knight on c6 is basically he don't have c3. That's the main issue for white because if he had c3, then position was good for him. But he has a okay. I was expecting him to play f4 ideas maybe, which I prepared in my game as well before the game. But long castle surprised me a little bit.
Hmm.
Okay, he at this time he was already around at 30 minutes, and I was up by 1 hour. So bishop d4.
That's a
Night
nice
before
move,
I
actually.
yeah I played this like he can't support c2. Played
I
uh
think you would have already felt like you will win this game.
yeah I knew, but after rook what he played rook g1, like his idea was f5. At this point I was confused, but still I took around only 5 minutes and I played this rook h5 move.
Oh, nice sack.
Like, I want to mention one more thing. Playing on intuition sometimes is also very important in chess. Well, I didn't see anything more precisely after rook h5, but I knew that h5 is very dangerous. So if I get my bishop and I already have knight on b4, that okay. Or I was going to play rook bishop f5, but the issue
Yeah.
was rook g5. Rook g5 was the issue.
And then he can sacrifice
Yeah,
the.
once he sacrificed, he take my bishop on f5. This is just, I mean, not good for. So I played bishop h7. Rook g5. It was a short game. Rook c8. My idea was rook c4 and knight c6 somewhere. Knight c2. Like I wanted to get rid of this bishop on d4 so that I get my d4 push. Yeah. Now rook c4. Again, my idea was bishop b4 and knight d4, bishop b4, and after bishop b4, he resigned.
You
So it was
almost
just a
trapped
too
his
short
queen,
game.
yeah?
Yeah, I mean he has to go
Queen
queen
c1.
c1, and here I guess I have so many moves. There's rook d4 or maybe knight d4 also works if I'm not wrong. Knight d4, bc4, bishop c2. Which bishop c2, queen c2, knight c2, king c2, and dc4. This just completely wins the game, which I was going to play in the game if we play this queen c1. But I was not expecting him to resign. It was a little bit early. I mean, he could have at least played queen c1 and see what I'm playing.
Amazing game, yeah. Again, another fantastic effort by you playing
Yes.
so bravely. And I think this gave you the second GM norm. And
Yeah,
that
not this
was,
win. I
yeah,
needed one more point, but okay, I drew both the games, so
amazing.
I got my norm.
And
I mean,
then,
in both the tournaments, I played karaoke at least once
right.
in with black.
And then you
So
went to Armenia. This was in
yeah,
January to
yeah.
play
Also,
the.
yeah.
Go on.
I want to mention one more thing. I was just for as a usual routine. I was checking ChessBase online tournament site. So I checked that you have posted that this amazing tournament is happening in Armenia. So from there only I got to know about this
Wow.
tournament, and then I contacted the organizers and I asked what the conditions is, all the things. Then I planned it. Otherwise, I was
Actually,
not
I'm
even new.
very glad that you went because I remember that the man behind the tournament, that is Sambat Laputian, who is also the president of the Armenian Chess Federation, he had written to us saying that, you know, if there are any GMs from India. So then we published it. And when the tournament ended, actually I did send him this photo, and I told him like thank you for giving us a new
Oh,
grandmaster,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, that was a cool one. Yeah. I mean,
So
I saw from your website, and that was really impressive that this tournament is happening, and I should go.
nice, nice. And so when you went there, I think this was a stronger tournament than Bangladesh, perhaps.
Yeah, actually, my friends told me that this one going to be your toughest tournament in your life.
Hmm.
Because I mean, if you see Goganov, who is also used to be 2650, if I'm not wrong,
Yes.
and he's such a strong. All field was very strong, and I was not expecting such a strong field from this tournament. But when I saw the list, I was okay, all prepared to fight, and let's see what happens. I also knew that this will be going to be my first biggest tournament, playing all 9 rounds as the toughest opponents.
Hmm. Right,
So
and
okay,
also Gogano, as you said, is a very strong player. He seems to have dropped a lot of rating recently, but I think he's a, as you said, 2650. So maybe it's a good idea to look at how you managed to beat him.
yeah. Also, I want to mention one thing that in 2022 I played with him, and that time he was 2580 and I was 2280.
Oh,
I drew that game, and now he was 24-9, and I was like 25-13.
so you became the higher rated player.
Yes, from him recently,
Wow.
yeah. But I knew he was a good player. He
Okay.
again, yeah, like he went for this. I prepared against him also. This idea in Ragozin. Like I used to play Bishop G5 in my old days, but now I recently changed it to Queen A4, Knight E3, long short castle, Bishop D2. Okay, here the DC4 is the main line, if I'm not wrong. DC4, BC4, and Bishop D6, Queen C2, and E5. This is somewhat a drawish line, like after F4, Bishop C3, and Knight G4. This is a draw line.
Wait,
But
sorry,
okay,
how does it go?
D5, Knight E5, Knight E5, Bishop takes E5, F4, Bishop takes C3, Bishop takes C3, Knight G4, Bishop D4, and here the important line move for him C5.
Hmm.
Bishop takes Rook E8 and short castle Knight E3, Bishop E3, Rook E3, and just completely equal. So this is a draw line, but okay, I was going to change something as well in this
Oh,
as well. I was
some
not going to
ideas, yeah.
play this, yeah, this idea.
Don't reveal it. You might be able to use it
Yeah,
somewhere.
okay, I played it after in the tournament. I've played it as well
Oh,
in
you
my
played
later
it.
games. Yes, I played it. So A3 he played. I played A3, Bishop F8, and Bishop E2. This is the idea. I prepared it from Pragananda and Anonian game. He played it in 2022. That was I saw his game and okay, this seems a good line. So I just prepared Bishop E2. If I'm not wrong, Rook D1 is the main line.
Yeah, Prague did beat Aronian in the Air
Yeah,
Kings
he did.
Masters.
Yes,
Ah,
yes,
got it. I
exactly.
can
I
just see it
that,
here.
that he played some D5 ideas, D5 E4 ideas, and I was going to play that one as well. A6 short castle H6, Rook
He's
A
just
D1.
waiting
Yeah,
and
I was
then
prepared
picks.
till here. I was prepared till after Bishop C4 E5. Queen
You
B3 I was
can't play
also prepared.
b5 here because
Yes,
bishop takes
I have
b5 and
Bishop B5 and A8 is hanging. E5 Queen B3 I was prepared till here. Queen D7. This was also my prep. Knight E5, Knight E5, D5, Rook B5. Yeah, E4. Till here it was my preps. I was playing so fast. I prepared till here. Like my idea was Bishop F4. And the here only move was B5, which I prepared in my game. Instead of Queen E8, B5, Bishop E2, and Queen E6, Queen takes E6, Rook takes E6. And here also F4, not F3. Bishop B7, giving up the E4 pawn because I have knight E4, knight E4, Rook E4, Bishop F3. Uh, so he has to go Bishop B7, now E5, knight E4, knight E4. Okay, first Bishop C5 check, not knight E4, Bishop C5 check first instead of knight King H1, knight E4, King H1, knight E4, knight E4, Bishop E4, and Bishop C3. I prepared till here before the game.
mm. And
So
you
I
think
even
white
didn't,
has some
yeah.
initiative here, maybe
Yeah,
with
White
rook
can
this.
play for win. Yeah, I mean, White can press with ideas of F5 also. F5 White can play somewhere. F5, Rook F4, and Bishop H5, all the things. So I was prepared till here. Okay, I knew if he can play from till here, then I am ready to make a draw. But he played Queen E8. I was not knowing the move. But here the main move was F4, which is just too strong, which I missed in the game. F4, Rook H5, and Bishop E2.
Maybe he would
I
have
mean,
sacked an exchange or what?
then knight e4, there is, I mean, Bishop E3 I can play. I mean, it's just good for white, right? I mean, I have
Hmm.
Rook F1 next, and so I don't know why I don't play this. I was afraid of this Rook H5 idea because Rook H5, Bishop C5, Knight G4, I thought would be strong for black as well. That's why I have played Bishop F4. and rook c5. As I mentioned, I only prepared b5. I even didn't see queen e8 because b5 was the only way to. b5 is point 3, and after all the moves, it's plus 1 point something. So I played this rook c6 and e5 again. I
Wow.
sacrifice this pawn
It's
because
a
if he
nice
takes,
move.
yeah, if he takes, I have bishop takes f7, and later on, I with the ideas of knight e2, knight f4, knight g6. It's just too strong. Also, rook d8 I can play, but it's not working due to bishop e6, I think. So not right now. But yeah, he played. He also played a very nice move b5. And here I took 28 minutes.
Oh.
But I knew that my position is worse, not worse, but it got equality to him because I was calculating all the variations like bishop b5, a b5, ef6. But I calculate one variation bishop b5, a b5, ef6, bishop e6. Now I can't play queen b5 due to bishop c4. So what I calculated was knight d5. But then after bishop e6, knight d5, the issue was rook d6 and rook d6. And I don't know how to save this d5 because his threat is rook d5, c6, and I think it's just I can't save this threat.
Hmm.
I mean, so I just eliminated this idea and I had to play ef6. Like I also had in my mind this knight b5 idea, knight b5, a b5, bishop b5 somewhere, giving up a piece for two pieces, knight g4 and f4 or bishop d4. Maybe bishop d4, not bishop f4. Bishop f4 gives bishop b6, bishop d4, but maybe I had to eliminate it. I was not so much uh,
You didn't like it so
good
much.
about. Yeah, I mean, I was not happy. So I played ef6, rook takes c4, and knight d5. I mean, it's quite good for white, but it's still equality for him. G6. He played
Maybe he could also play bishop e6, right or not?
bishop e6. Okay, I saw this. Bishop e6, I have ef6. Sorry, fg7. And here important move, bishop takes h6. If he takes with bishop takes, I have knight f6, and if he takes bishop takes d5, then I have queen g3. I calculated this
Hmm.
one. If queen f8, there is rook d5. Now my next set is rook g5 and all the things, and it's just completely lost. So, but I wanted him to get play this bishop b6 move because I was ready to come up with this
I would have
idea.
fallen for it, yeah. But Goganov is strong. He played
Yeah,
g6.
yeah. And I mean, I gave up my pawn here for the h6 pawn, but still he played,
So he could have done this,
yeah,
this,
and
this.
then bishop takes h6.
And
I mean,
this
this is
could
all
be
equal.
playable, no, for him?
Yeah, this is definitely playable, but I have like his king side is little bit weak, so I have only that way to play the position. But okay, he played. I think he was playing for win after this point. At this point, after I
Hmm.
didn't go for f4. So
Oh, your
here
next
also
move is beautiful.
was, yeah, bishop c5. The main idea was if he takes, I have rook d8.
Hmm.
Uh, if he takes queen d8, then I have queen f7 followed by with a mate king h8. There is knight g6 as well as queen g8 mate.
Nice.
Yeah, but even if here after rook c5, rook d8, if he plays bishop e6, uh, rook d8, bishop e6, rook e8, rook e8,
Ah,
rook takes e8.
he can't take b3 because of rook.
Yeah, a8, so he has to go rook takes e8. This is also not easy to win with the white side with white as I think he has two pieces. But okay, I think Hawaii he will play this line if he has a better
Yeah.
line. Bishop b7, he played queen e3. Uh, bishop takes e7. And here I wanted to play fe7 so badly. I don't know, but it was not working at all. Queen c6, f3, and I guess queen takes c5.
Hmm.
Queen takes, rook
Pin.
takes. Once I thought that there is rook d8 for me, and my queen is unstopped becoming, but he has rook
Rook
e5.
e5.
So I don't. Also, I thought consider rook e1 instead, but there is at least rook e8 for him. Rook e8 and with the idea of bishop c6, and I just don't have anything. So I
Hmm.
had to eliminate all the variations. And also, I was not happy to play queen takes e7. Uh, I mean, okay, I didn't want to exchange the queens because I was playing on his h6 pawn. Some ideas with rook d4, rook h4, also queen h6 sacrificing ideas. I don't know if it works, but maybe. So I played this
Actually,
bishop
you
e7.
tried doing that, yeah, later in the game, like
Yeah,
bishop
later I
e7.
tried f3. All this was just equal. a5, rook d3, g5, b3, rook c2. Like I wanted to deflect his rook from c at this file. Rook d4, rook c3, queen e5, rook b3. And here Queen F5 I played. Like till here, I was thinking that both King H8, both King G8, both are good move for him. But when he played King H8, I immediately saw that Queen H3, Queen H5. Okay, King G8 was a draw. I mean, it's equal. He should have played King G8, and I was going to play Rook G4, but there was Rook Queen D5 for him. Like Rook G4 idea was Rook takes G5, followed by a
Yeah,
mate.
but tell me one thing. If I play Queen H3 here as well,
Queen
um,
H3, the problem was Queen C3.
uh-huh.
Because if king is on h8, then queen h6
Then
will
this
come
comes
up
with a
with a
check.
check. Yeah, this comes with a check. So queen c3, and it's not good for white.
Let's say I go
So
Rook D1.
I mean, I can just play queen e3, and I mean, it's not that good. Like I don't have a queen h6 here. If I have, but I should be having something. Maybe rook bishop takes. I mean, can have the idea, right? Maybe okay. He can take now d4. He can take queen d4.
Oh
What
yeah,
I'm
he can
doing here,
simply
yeah.
take
I just
now.
missed. Yeah,
And
queen
it's a
d4, rook
mate.
d4, and rook b1 mate. Okay. As you know, pawn is on f3, so back rank is must. Whenever pawn is on f, I
Correct.
can't save it. So
So
he played king
Rook
h8.
G4. Sorry, in the game he played King H8. You got this. He had to come back and he
Yeah, like
thought maybe repetition, but just Queen H5 is
but
game
queen
over.
h5 just finishes the game. Like as I said, I gave my f d3 pawn on just intuition. I was not so clear. She said I was going all in my all games in after getting my first GM norm. So Queen H1 resigned. I was
Wow,
confused whether it's really winning because till one previous this one I was not expecting to get a win like this. And he
amazing.
immediately offered me his hand for a resignation. So okay, it's cool.
That's
And
so
he was the more
that's
strong player. Yeah,
so amazing. And there was another game which you said of the same line that happened there. Maybe we can have
yeah,
a look at that
yeah,
game.
yeah.
This
Yes,
was
yes.
against Alex Sahakian.
So I can, yes. I don't know why. I got my second time this game in same tournament, and he played DC for bishop. Maybe he wanted to play for a draw.
He wanted to basically test what you had against.
Yeah, so this I prepared not so much, but I checked the engine ideas that if I play h3, then at least I have something. And here
So
again,
what you are saying is that if e5, um,
yeah,
take this line,
yeah. I mean,
correct?
this is, yeah, not this line. In
I mean,
before castle, the line is before castle. That drawish line is
uh,
here queen c2.
Queen c2.
That is the line which gives black a draw,
So
the knight e5 and d,
take.
and now f. But okay, I'm playing for a win, so I will not go in this line.
So you decided to turn it around a bit by playing
Uh,
this
by
castle and h3.
complicated one, and let's test him how he
So if he takes
plays.
here, then you take
I have
back.
80 and this was good. This is good for white. I mean, I have bishop g5 and my bishop is open. Also, I have a IQP, although on d4 pawn, but I can still play this with a full confidence. So, with queen e7, queen c2, d5, knight e5. Okay, here I wanted to mention one thing before h6. Um, like I played queen c2 after h6. I was
Yeah.
calculating knight d5. I calculated this idea for around 10 minutes, but the problem was knight d5, bishop d5, e d4, and e d4. The great for him the move was knight d4, and
Mm.
white is knight d4,
Queen
queen
e5.
e5. I mean knight f3, queen d5 to give up my bishop, and black is better. So that's why I played this d5 idea, knight e5. As I prepared this ideas in previously that giving up the e3 pawn. He had a chance to get this e3 pawn, queen e3, king h1. And you know, my bishops on c3 and c4 are so active. So my main idea is rook f3, rook g3, and once my rook on g3, then my attack is just too strong.
Sometimes even the queen can enter in.
Queen, yes, queen on g6. Like again, I was on intuition only. I was not so much knew that what to do, but okay, I was
Mm.
ready. Bishop e6, bishop d3. Now again, here I took I think around 35 minutes because I had so many moves. First move I was thinking was f5, and if he takes knight e3. First I thought was queen f2, knight f1, rook f1, bishop takes a2, and then bishop takes g7. But I saw that there is queen g5, bishop f8, and rook f8, and I was not so much clear about this position, so I had to eliminate it. And the second one, what I thought was instead of queen f2, f6. So white has only one way to save the game here, which was queen f6. And if he plays gf6, there is queen c1. And if he takes f1, I have queen takes h6. And if he plays bishop f5, which is a good move, like
Yeah.
if he takes, yeah, bishop f5. If I take, then there is queen e3. Black is winning. But I have to play important move, which is rook takes f1. And if he takes bishop takes d3, I have bishop takes f6, rook queen takes f6, and rook takes f6. I calculated till here, and I knew I'm winning. But instead of gf6, he can go queen f6. Also, if he plays queen c5, then this is mate into bishop h7 and fg7. This I was,
Very
but
nice.
why I had to eliminate it because of queen f6. Queen f6, I calculated rook f6, knight c2. Okay, first not now, but bishop h7 check instead of rook f6, bishop h7, king h8, rook takes f6, bishop knight takes c2, rook takes h6. Now knight takes a1. I mean, this is a draw. I guess I'm not winning it anymore. I can play bishop. Oh yeah, this is a draw. So I
Hmm.
had to eliminate it because I knew that he will somehow find queen f6. It's easy. So after spending 35 minutes, I had to play a normal move, rook h e1, which you could have played in just 5 minutes.
Yeah,
That
but
was,
sometimes you have to calculate. Yeah, it's not.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's part of chess. Here takes, and he played
Otherwise, you
queen
have to
f6
regret it. Queen f6, I didn't like it. I
because
mean,
if you take, I think he's happy with this structure. He has a majority on the queen side.
yeah, he has a also a2 is hanging, so he can just go rook a d8. I mean, he will be having a control on d5, which I believe.
So you
So
just
okay, yeah, I just played this
gathered this
queen
pawn.
c1, and after this move, he was also not happy because he knew that he can't play rook c8 due to queen takes b7 and queen e4 ideas. He Maybe I thought he saw something like this. I don't know that he is getting rook b2 in the end, but he played queen b2, f5. Again, I was ready to sacrifice my all queen side pawns. Bishop a2 is hanging. Queen g3 I had to go. Now here my idea was f6, and if he plays g5, now rook f5 with the idea of taking g5 as well as taking d5 bishop. But he what he played, I played f6 and I played e4, giving up my a2 pawn. Here for a second, I thought that what I calculated previously was e5, fe5, f6. And here
Hmm.
f6 I calculated, but I just completely missed this queen b6 idea that from queen b he can just capture it with rook. So I was at one time I thought that I'm lost after
Yeah,
this
because
because
you've
I'm,
given up too much material.
yeah, that's true. But somehow I got up with this idea, king h1, rook a d8, bishop d5, rook takes c5,
What
and
is
rook
the
a d8.
position here worse for you or?
No, no, it's already +1. I mean,
Hmm.
Indian is also confused here. Like he's confused between king h2 and king h1, but in as I calculated, both are equal moves. So rook e8, and
Oh,
here I have to come
f6.
up with this f6 move. F6, if he takes rook f6, queen f6. Also, he played bishop h2. Like if he plays queen f6, there is rook d5, bishop c4. Now my next
Nice.
plan is queen b3, and he has to give up his rook, and I am piece up. This
Wow.
I calculated. That's why I opted that I got some relief that at least I have something.
So
So
maybe his move rook d8, he could have done something else here
no,
instead
no,
of.
he don't have anything. He don't have anything. Like it's forced. Rook
Hmm.
e8 is the only move to get something. Rook e8,
Interesting.
f6, rook f6, bishop g2, king g2, and okay, here
He has
I
three
was not.
pawns for a piece.
Also, if he can exchange all the pieces, then his my h pawn is a wrong corner pawn, so I will not win if I can exchange all the pieces.
Hmm.
I knew this. This was in my mind, so I played h4, h5 to at least get something. Also, we both were on time pressure at this point. Rook e5, rook e5, queen e3 was a best move. I found it this in a rook e6, rook f5. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh,
Check.
king h. Okay, queen b2 is a mistake. Queen b2 just completely lost. Like he had to go queen c6, and it's equal for him. Like bishop e4 and queen d6. But queen b2 has played when his time was only 1 second. So in hurry, he played queen b2, king h3. Now here I was expecting him to play rook g8, but rook g8, rook f7 I was going to play. And if he plays a2, then important move, queen takes
Oh,
h6, and it's
nice.
rook h7 mate. So,
Beautiful.
but he played queen b4 and queen e4 just finished the game on the spot. Queen e4 and he resigned. Also, he lost on time, but
Wow.
it's also a reason. Like if he takes queen, I have rook f8 hanging, and if he takes rook on f5, then queen b4 is hanging. And if moves the queen to d6 or f8, then I have rook f8, queen f8, and queen h7 mate.
I was just wondering if rook f3 works here.
Yeah, rook f3, but there is queen f8, queen f8, queen f5, and I'm getting his rook.
Nice, nice.
So this was just, I mean, okay, I was not ready to win. I mean, I was not expecting to get a win after
But
getting three
also,
points down for a piece.
it's a. I think your overall attitude to chess is very bold, and you are trying your best. So I think this is very logical that you are winning many games.
Yes, I mean, that's already changed after becoming IM, most importantly after defeating Abhijit Gupta. So that's what, I mean, I'm only playing for a win. And also, I have a one more important, I mean, with black pieces, I defeated that top seeded player. I don't Vladislav. And that was something a bold game for me. Uh, I would like to show that game as
You
well.
mean
Yeah, that was
Vladislav
Vladislav one.
Nozdраchev.
Yeah,
Okay, let's have a look at this
yeah,
final game.
yeah.
And this one. So
Okay,
you are
I
black.
was black. Again, I played my e4 e5 opening as well. Knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5.
Hmm. And early bishop g5, always very sharp.
Yeah, obviously, always very sharp and disturbing as well for black, if I'm not wrong. So, bishop a7, I don't know what is bishop b3 ideas. I mean, queen e7. After rook e1, g5 I played, and now knight h7. The main idea of knight h7 was to go h4, h5, and if he gets h4, then I have g4 and knight g5 is where it stops. Because if I
Correct.
play h5 right now, there is h4, g4, and knight g5.
Hmm.
So this I knew this idea, and
So this not
this
take
and
knight g5 because
no, because
this
there is
is
h4, there is h4, yeah. So
even after giving up f7, it's still better
it's
for
still
black.
because I can just take a g3, right? Because I have gf2 as well,
Yeah.
and getting his rook. So it's just
So
better for. Yeah, I played
he
knight
must play
h7,
h4,
h4,
g5, g4,
g4,
and knight
knight,
g5.
and it white is better.
So that's why you
And
started with this
knight h7,
f4.
d4, d4 is a mistake. If I'm well, like d4 is completely a mistake. And knight f8, I found it over randomly. I mean, I
So
knew the
why
idea
didn't
that
you go h5 now?
h5 would I like he can take d5, and if I take with d5, then there is bishop d5, and I was not happy with this. I have to go f6 to
Hmm.
save my e5 pawn. And I knew from by having intuition only that this is not good, so just not go for it. So yeah, I played this knight f8 first. My idea was to get my e pawn permanently over there, and to then play bishop d5 was also a mistake. And here it's itself is +2 for black.
Wow. Because
So
of this
knight
idea coming in, yeah, h5, h4.
h5 g4. First g4 is a very strong idea. Now he went
g4,
for
h5, h4.
g4 h5 h4. Now he played knight a3 g4 and h5. It's +3 for black.
Wow. It's amazing.
And he played h5. Like here I had two options, knight h4 as well instead of gh3. I was confused, but I decided to open up my g5 and knight c4 h4. Here queen g5 was more precise. Queen g5 just wins on the spot with the idea of h4. But I missed this in the game and I played h4, bishop h2, rook g8 with the idea of knight f4. Like my king is fully open, but still I'm +4. It's
Also, your
+4.
pieces are not developed, but the main point is this king is
The
getting
king
mated.
is, yes, king is mated, get mated. Knight e3, knight f4, g3, cd, bishop takes c6. All this at g3, bishop takes g3, knight, queen g5. My idea was knight h5 here. He played, I mean, he should have at least played king h1 here. The main point was king h1, knight h5 was getting rook g1, which is, I believe, is strong for white as well. So here I had to go knight g2. If he plays king h1, then I was going to play king knight g2, not knight h5. Knight g2, h g2, king g2, and I have bishop g4. This is, I believe, this also I can play bishop d7, bishop e6, and all gives black a huge advantage. So, but king h2, I got this knight h5 idea because here if he plays rook g1, then I have knight takes, rook takes queen f4. After knight h5. If he plays rook g1, I have knight takes g3, rook takes g3. I have rook queen f4, which was not possible when king
Winning.
is on h1. So this is just winning. Now we play knight f1, knight g3, knight g3, queen f6, and I mean both are hanging. d4 and f2. He can't support both of them at one time, so he had to go queen c2, bishop d4, and rook e2. And here I missed one
I
important
mean,
move
if
after
he
rook e2.
gives a check here,
Yeah, I have king f8, and if he takes rook, then I have queen f2 and queen g2 mint. So it was not working. He had to play rook e2, and here I guess king f8. I think I missed queen f3 somewhere. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, here I missed rook
yeah,
in
here queen
previous move.
f3, right?
Queen f3,
Rook g1.
rook g1. Okay, I think in previous move I missed in previous one if I'm not wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
here queen f3. If rook g1, then I have rook takes g3. If rook g3, then I have this bishop e5.
Uh-huh.
And this, if I'm not
Nice.
wrong, this is just completely winning. So I missed
It's
this.
just a mate.
Yeah, it's just it has to go king g1, and I'm getting bishop g3 at g3, queen g3, and just all over. And nothing to do. I missed this in the game. Like I was started to play some solid after this. And after rook b8, bishop e6, and he resigned there.
Wow.
After because my threat is to take this b2 pawn. If he plays b3, then I also have bishop takes c4. If queen takes c4, I have bishop takes f2, getting his rook. And if pawn takes c4, I have rook b2, queen d3, rook takes c2, queen takes c2, and again I have bishop f2. So in all the cases, he's just losing his exchange. So
You know,
yeah, I had
Aryan,
to.
what I saw in this entire analysis that we did of roughly 7 games
Yeah.
is your ability to calculate lines just methodically, like one line, next line, this variation, that variation. It's not a very common trait. Is this something that how did you develop this? Is it something that you did from a very young age?
Like it was started from young age as well, but right now it's just too much. Like I can calculate all the lines right now. If I find that I'm in a difficult position, then I start eliminating the moves one by one, that which is correct, which is not correct, and like I can calculate I see all the game one move ahead. That if I'm
Hmm.
going to play this move, then what will happen in the
So
future?
maybe
Like
time is the only problem. Yeah, if you had unlimited time, you would calculate everything.
yeah, I can calculate everything, and that's true. So once I get good opening and the middle game, I can just calculate all the things. So that's why also I try to play natural, because I know I can calculate all the things. So there is no
But
need to play.
but tell me, is this something you developed with some practice, some books, some or training or looking at engine? How was it?
Okay, never read any book.
Never read any
Also,
book
no,
on
no,
chess.
no, no, no.
Whoa.
So
So
like
never read any book, never had any coach. This is just
no.
insane. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
breaking
I think
many of
yeah,
the well established principles for becoming a grandmaster.
yeah, I think like as you saw my games, like my calculation was strong in all the games as well. Like almost all moves were my accuracy were after 95 points plus in every game in every GM norm tournaments. Like Like if you see that I have a very rare big blunders in my every game in my entire life of chess. Like I lose gradually only, like by 1 pawn down, 2 pawns down. I never make big blunders because I calculate too much, so
Do
it's
you do
difficult
you
to get a
follow
mistake.
recent games like top level games?
Yeah, I regularly follow top level games that I not at still is going on,
Mhm.
so I'm following that one as well. So I regularly follow that one. Also, I like as I told you, I that I gave the f4 played. I played f4, bishop c3, bishop c. Like he had option to take the pawn. So that was analyzed by me around months ago, and that's why I played there. I was remember that I can play
And
this,
also your
and
memory is good. So that also
yeah, yeah, yeah,
because you can analyze openings, but if you don't remember, that can be problematic.
yeah. Then I have to play natural by thinking, taking little bit time out of the opening, and once I get through it, and then I don't have any problem to play in middle game, whether it's a complicated one or normal one. I can just calculate all the variations and play the best
Mm,
move by thinking. Like I try to, I follow the elimination method. That is very important. If you
nice.
see so many moves, just try to find the best one out of them. Like if you see that this is not winning exactly, then you have to eliminate it. So the best way you have to find is just eliminate it and try to find the best move, which I always following in my every game
Mm.
recently. So
So
that
if
also
there are
helped me a
young
lot.
kids who
Yeah,
want to become as good as you at calculation. Like for they are right now say 8 years old, 9 years old, who are 2000
yeah,
rated, maybe 1800 rated. How can they reach like you? What should they do? Should they because you haven't read books, you haven't,
yeah,
so
yeah.
what did you do that can help them?
So what I believe is the young players usually calculate the moves, but they leave it. Like if they see that that's the issue that I'm one pawn down, then they just stop calculating it. But I think this should not be done. They should even calculate after being pawn down, which is very important. I mean, basically they see that I'm pawn down and my position is not looking good. They just stop calculating. So if they will not calculate, then how they can't find the best move.
Hmm.
So if they want to find the best moves out of the very a lot of moves, they just need to calculate till the end. I know
Hmm.
time is the problem as well. If you will calculate so much, then time will be issue. But 1.5 hours, I believe is enough to calculate all the moves. So if they calculate properly without thinking anything, just only chess, then that will be that they can calculate easily. So not just like that, that if you are pawn down, that just leave thinking and find another move. Because sometimes giving up even a piece gives more advantage rather
Hmm.
than giving playing positionally. So this I believe should be more good if they can calculate more precisely every variation without thinking that I'm pawn down or something.
So
So developing, yeah.
did you analyze a lot your own games?
Yes, I analyze my a lot of games on my own. Also, I basically follow analysis also. Like I see openings that what I can do, what I cannot play. So if I know the any idea, I just know the basic ideas, then I can play out of the opening as
Hmm.
well. I just know I just knew I should be knowing the ideas in the opening, then I can play it with the ideas in my mind. As I told you that game, I played Knight of Fate. I knew the ideas that Knight of Fate, Knight is the idea. So I was just considering once again, recalculated again over the board, and if I found that everything is fair, then I just played it. So by
So
knowing the plans and calculating it properly by every variation can help you a lot.
amazing. You grew up with these youngsters of Indian chess who have become very strong players. For example, Gukesh, who's become the world champion, Pragnananda. You're born in the same year as them. Uh, does them reaching that place give you a lot of confidence that you can do it, or how do you see it?
Yes, definitely. I mean, Gukesh and Pragnanda, all I never played with Prag, but I played Gukesh three times when around 7 to 8 years ago. And that time he was only 2450. And from that, he grows so much stronger that now he's world champion. So that definitely gives a lot of hope that I can also do amazing like him. Like he also grew gradually only. Like he was 2450 now, 26 and 27, and now finally world champion. So also Arjun, I also played with Arjun around 7 years ago. That time also he was 245, 24 around something. Only I am. So that gives definitely more hope that I also can do something like them,
Hmm.
and that definitely develops the confidence. Like everything is possible. You just need to concentrate more and more. You need to play more and more games, more and more practice, and that can really help you. So as now I am going to play my most toughest tournament in my life ever, the Sharjah Masters A category, which is 2500 plus. So that's gonna be my most
Next
toughest
time.
tournament ever.
That is
Yeah, next
happening in
time.
March, or?
That is happening from 20th April
Hmm.
to 30th May.
So,
So
so
that
for
will
the
be my
next 3 months, are you not going to play anything?
most will not. No, I will
Oh,
wait for my GM title first. Then I will play my first classical tournament in Sharjah Masters
wow.
only. Only if I
And so
got
you
my
will prepare
yeah
for the next 3 months.
yeah mostly as I told I need to change my
Hmm.
openings little bit. So after becoming I will gonna change it soon.
Do you think
So
like you will need to work with trainers now that you are GM, or how you see that you can still go on your own and with your dad and so on?
I believe that I can go still on my own because the way of level I calculation is just amazing. I also appreciate myself because I just what I see, what I calculate during the game, my engine also showed exactly the same thing. That definitely gives me more confidence that I can think like engine. All the moves which as I told you that I calculated F6 line, all the moves were of engine. That F6 engine was also showing that Queen F6 was the only move. I also calculated the same way. So I think I can work on my own if I can change the openings. I can surprise the players with my openings and get him to the natural game that can really help me.
Amazing.
So yeah,
Amazing. This is brilliant, Aryan, understanding the way you play, the way you think, it can't be done without seeing games. And I'm glad that we saw these games, because that gives an insight into your strength, your core strength of calculation. I think you become so good, you become so strong, you also become so confident as a person. And earlier when we did interviews, you would not talk so much. You now your English has improved. This is all like you've grown in everything in life.
Yeah, that's true. Like definitely, becoming GM gave me a lot of confidence, a lot of boost to my personality as well. As well, my personality as well changed, and like I can talk more and more about my games, and I can tell all the things properly, which I used to not to do previously. So yeah, I mean, my English also improved a lot. Also, I can show my games properly with all the Englishes, like as I was thinking. So yeah, that definitely gave me a lot of boost, and I have a
Amazing.
full confidence to grow more and more after this
I'm pretty
becoming
sure.
GM.
I'm pretty sure that is going to happen. Apart from chess, Aryan, is there anything else that you like doing? Do you prefer, or is there anything you do spend your time in?
Right now, this is only chess. I'm
Just chess.
focusing. Yeah, just chess. I
Anything you
mean,
do for your fitness?
for my no, I believe no,
No
only chess.
sports, nothing.
No, it's something like I can play cricket. I like to play cricket a lot, but I don't get
But
a
what
time
about your
because
stamina? Because sometimes when you calculate so much, do you feel tired in the game?
no, I never felt tired. Like I like to calculate more and more. This is what I enjoy. Recently,
Mhm.
I'm enjoying more my games. I'm enjoying more and more because I'm calculating like I enjoy. So calculation, I like to calculate as well as much as I can.
I
That's
think
I never bored.
your favorite thing is you calculate and then you would like to check it how close you are with the engine, correct?
Yeah, and if I get that I'm so close, that gives me more confidence that I
Mm.
can calculate. And my most of the engines are from Indian as well in recently nowadays. So yeah, that gives me a boost a lot of. So yeah, I hope that I can do the same thing in the future as well. Also, I need to play a lot of tournaments after this in Europe. So I'm as well looking for a sponsorship. Can give me a financial support as well so that I can grow more and more. I can play more tournaments in abroad, playing with higher rated players because playing with higher rated players, playing with super GMs can definitely increase more level.
Mm.
They will definitely give some great ideas, great openings, great games, great fights. So that also needed at this level.
Yes, absolutely. Well,
Yeah,
Aryan, absolutely amazing talking to you. Thank you for giving so much of your time, close to 1.5 hours in this schedule where you have to do so many interviews and so on. So thank you so much, and I hope that you will take good rest and be back on the board for Sharjah Masters.
yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.